Hello and welcome to the Healthiest Home. I'm Ainsley.
And I'm Gerardo. Today we're going to be talking about real life balance.
That's right. Today we're going to be diving into a topic that comes up a lot, and it's should we have hobbies outside of the gym and nutrition and all that good stuff?
And before we dive in, please hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. We're talking about avoiding burnout. Where you're just going to work and exercising and you're stuck in your rhythm and schedule, you get worn out. You're not actually resting and recovering. We're talking about a very practical way of having that life balance where you can actually recharge and have a healthy outlet of doing that.
Yeah, because it's really easy for health, fitness, and nutrition just to become like your whole identity. And so much so to where that's what people call you. Like at work, I'm the girl that goes to the gym, and I don't mind that. But just to have a buffer, just to avoid that burnout, it's good to have other hobbies that don't take a lot of like, how do you say, like, I guess mental space, and doesn't cause like a lot of stress on your body. Something a little more relaxing, more of like a recovery activity that you do for fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely guilty of thinking my whole week. I'm like, where am I going to work out? How am I going to get my macros in? How am I going to get my mobility in? And my whole week is just fitness, and health. Where I'm like, I feel like there's no leeway for other things anymore. And I've recognized them. I'm like, okay, that's too much. Like, I'm not just fitness and just health and just working on that. There's other aspects of my life, like being a good husband, being a good father, being a good brother, being a good son. All these things are also part of my regular routine. So it's really easy, especially when you know it, feel good. It feels good to get those accomplishments, to get the workout in, to hit your protein for the day. It's really, you get those dopamine hits where it's like, oh, I want to keep doing, I want to stay locked in.
Well, definitely, especially with us, where we're trying to make a whole career out of it, and we're going to school for it and all this stuff. So it's not a bad thing, but to be able to keep enjoying all these activities, because I feel like it's positive for your life. It leaks into every aspect. It makes me a better wife. It makes me a better mother. I think it makes me a better person, especially because I do enjoy it. It's a hobby that I don't feel forced to do, but to avoid it eventually feeling negative, we need to have a healthy hobby, another healthy hobby,
right?
Like an outlet that, just like I said, is just purely recovery. It doesn't take a lot of mental work. It doesn't take a lot of physical work. It's just something that you can do outside of the gym and outside of our everyday duties. Like I said, all the different hats we wear.
Right.
Yeah.
And it gives us a little break from being overwhelmed on, the things that are our main goals. Not that our other side hobbies aren't important, but it gives us that disconnect of, okay, let me get my brain onto something else for a little bit. And I think overall, that adds more value to jumping back into the grind, I guess, quote unquote.
It doesn't have to be something big or daily. Sorry to cut you off. It doesn't have to be something big or like a daily. Like when people think of hobbies, it's like, oh, I have to do it every day or every week. It could be something that we do once a month to just unplug, once a week to just unplug and like just do something else. Especially, I guess I said, especially for people like us who are trying to make a living off of it. Our whole podcast is built around it. So I feel like every aspect of our life, there is some type of health, fitness, or nutrition. And that's good that we're thinking about it. But what are we doing as individuals to just take a deep breath?
That brings up the topic of joint hobbies and solo hobbies, where I feel like certain solo hobbies are near you, and you're having your own solo hobby. So I'm not actually like leaving or disconnected from the family. I'm still in the room. And those are, I think, my favorite, because they're also kind of like joint hobbies too, because like, let's say I'm reading a book and you're reading a different book near each other. We're doing our own things that we want to learn about and grow on, but we're doing it together. And then there's also hobbies that I like reading about cars or working on the car, where I don't expect you to be around me. And that sometimes is very frustrating, but sometimes the learning part of that hobby is rewarding in itself. So that's, just trying to figure out where you can fit that time. Like I don't work on the truck every day. I don't work on it once a week. I'm like every so often when I can. And sometimes I'm just reading about it and learning about it. And that kind of inspires me and motivates me and encourages me on my own time. And I get excited. And I feel like if we both have our own individual hobbies.
Well, yeah, that's a question that comes up often as well. It's like, do I need to have a hobby separate from my spouse or my husband because I love doing everything with them? And that's great because I can totally relate to that. We have so much of our common interests overlap in some way, and so much of our passions and our dreams and our hobbies overlap, and that's an amazing thing. But to continue to be our best selves, it is important to just have a little bit of this is mine, and not in a selfish way because it's good for the relationship as a whole. It's good to go do something, and like I said, again, it doesn't have to be it's not every day or every week. Maybe it's once a month. Once a month, you go play pickleball with the guys, and you come back and you share your experience and how you're getting better at it, and how being around them makes you better, and that's a good thing. Like that's a good hobby.
Yeah, and that's a really good point because that is
still fitness related, but
but no, it's really fun because I'm not thinking of moving a barbell or moving a dumbbell. I'm not trying to like, oh, I'm hitting too much cardio or I'm just going out there and having fun, and that's I think that's a fun thing just to do is like if you're finding a hobby that adds value to your life and you feel good doing it and you have a good time, especially with like-minded people. I think that's like a good complementary aspects of that hobby. Because then when I come back, like, yeah, you were saying like, yeah, I'm happier and I think it's fun and I can share that energy with you.
Well, I've had things that I've done in the past that was like a hobby, but they've kind of faded. Like I did the whole jewelry making for a little bit and it kind of faded. And I was getting really into gardening for a bit, but it kind of faded. I think the fitness related hobbies and our joint hobbies really stick. But right now, like I can see the benefit. Like I said, intellectually, I know the benefit of having another outlet, especially as we dive deeper into this health, fitness, and wellness journey. And it becomes more of our life and more, the hobby is becoming more of a job. And that's great and wonderful. And I love it. And it's like, we're working on our dreams right now, you know?
Yeah. But just that's a good point because just like any other job, if you do too much of it and you go all in, it's really hard to disconnect and get a break. Like it becomes not necessarily more of a chore, but it's work.
Yeah. It's good work and it's fun work and it's something that we want to be able to build on. So I myself have to take the weekly challenge this week and find a block of time to do something that's purely non-productive. It's not fitness related. It's not gonna like just I don't know how to call it. Just non-productive. It's just
why does it have to be non-productive? Because I feel like reading a book together or you
by non-productive I mean like it's not something I have to do. Like do some like just it's just for like because even as much as I love working out and I do enjoy it 95% of the time, it's something that I have to do. It's for my well-being. And so is this non-productive habit that I'm trying to find. It adds value to my life, but it's to de-stress. It's like a recovery. It's something restorative. As much as working out and health and wellness is good for you, especially working out part, it adds stress to your body. And not a negative stress, but it's tearing down your body to build it back up again. So we need to find something. We need to find room to do something that's restorative and it's a recovery. Yoga can be restorative. If I just go by myself somewhere and just stretch for 30 minutes, or
that's a great idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, meditation, not meditation like that way, but like a very meditational, like stretching and soothing music, or going by a waterfall, like painting the picture of like, oh, I'm going to go by this stream. Cause there is that park that's just, a little bit away that you can set up your yoga mat and have your setup. And that's a good idea. You should try that. And, at first it might be kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I think after doing that a couple times, you might really learn to enjoy it. And that might be a forever hobby that you like can do. And that even adds more value to your fitness too, like in a way, because it's like it's productive, non-productive, where it's going to help with your mobility and flexibility that will carry over into your fitness.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah. And trying to jump onto that, you going to like that example of you having that yoga session away from the family, away from me, where I'm watching the kids, even though it's going to be like a short amount of time, I'll miss you. Like it's going to create, the space. I won't be able to have you around. And that's a healthy thing in a relationship, having some separation.
Yeah.
Where my heart, it will be longing for you, and vice versa. Like if I was doing something away, like when I'm playing pickleball.
Yeah, I definitely miss you.
I think that adds a lot of value to our relationship. And then when we come back to each other, we have more perspectives and new ideas, and, you know, want to hear about how it went. You know, it's even more conversation topics versus the ones that we do together. Like if we go on a walk together, we obviously both experience the walk. But having separate hobbies like that, I think will add so much more value.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's a good thing. And like I said, it doesn't have, for everyone hearing this, it doesn't have to be every day. We're not telling you to go get away from your spouse every single day. No, that's not what we're saying. It's just once a week or once a month. Just do something just purely for yourself. Like I said, it's going to add value to your life. It's going to add value to your relationship. And it's a good thing.
So here's our challenge this week. Look at your schedule and be intentional, and block out a chunk of time and do something that's non-productive and fun.
Yes, go recharge those personal batteries. Remember, a truly healthy life is a balanced life.
That's a wrap. Please let us know in the comments below what non-productive activity that you're doing this week to have fun and to recharge your batteries.
Thanks for tuning into The Healthiest Home. We'll catch you next week, guys. Bye.